Hello team, today's challenge is URL Query Parser, where we're given a string URL and we need to get just the parameters off of that. So everything after the question mark. Now there is a catch here where because it's all a string, we have these three items to work around. The query itself is after the question mark. Each one of these parameters is separated by an ampersand, right? There's the ampersand in there. And of course, the key value pairs are separated by the equal sign. And we will have to deal with all this stuff. Now, if we were doing it manually, it might look like this. So we get that params, okay? And we set it to that URL and we split just like this. What are we splitting on? Well, it's the first thing, which was the question mark, right? And then from there we go at 1 because we care about the second part, not the first part. So we're throwing that first part away. And then we split again. We're doing it on this time the ampersand, right, to separate our actual parameters. Great. Remembering the dot, I almost forgot that. And then of course reducing with something like an accumulator and a current, and putting this all in here and going to an object. Okay. And if this feels like a lot to you, stay with me because we will make this a lot easier. Just wait for it, okay? But right here, one more time, we need another split key value. So that's going to be the current item dot split. What are we splitting on? It's going to be the equal sign, okay? And from here, we return that object. So we return the accumulator, not like that. It's 3 dots accumulator because we want to spread it into this object. And then, of course, the key and the value. Now, if you're ever trying to figure out how to do a key as a variable name, right? You're trying to insert that variable name as the key. You wrap it in square brackets, okay? So key right here. And then, of course, value right behind it. Taking that params, copying it all the way down, and it works. Again, very manual process, right? And there are ways where we could simplify this. Maybe instead of all this splitting, we use a bit of a regular expression to skip some of these steps, right? To make it easier on ourselves. And then from there, we just need the reduce, right? So we could do like a match, which would return an array of stuff. And we use that down in here to build it out, send it out the door. Sure. Again, still manual though, right? And there is an easier way. So let's go take a look at that. Now, right here, I'm going to start again by going URL object. I really wanted to use URL, but it's used up in the arguments and I don't want to change it. I could, I just don't want to, okay? So right here we go new URL, all capital letters. Please get that right, otherwise this will break on you, okay? And you send in URL. And what that does is it parses that string. It pulls it apart into the individual pieces so that you can use them, okay? And what that means is that we can return URL object, and on that object will be something called search params, okay? Now, search params is a special kind of object. It's a search params object, right? Which means that we can't just send it out the door like this. It doesn't like that at all. Instead, we need to go capital O object dot from entries like this, spelling it right, and it's done, okay? So we reduced all this manual code down to basically 2 lines of code, right? There's a little bit hiding in here with the dots and whatnot. There is another version of this. So if I grab just this line, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to comment these out, okay? And down here, I'm going to go back to params, okay? And we're going to set that equal to something. And then from there, we're going to pass params into object.fromEntries because it's going to be the same thing. So right here, params, excellent. Now, this is also going to use a new keyword, and it's going to be capital URL, capital S search, just like this. Params, sorry. I wanted to say string there, search string, but that's not right. So capital URL, capital S search, capital P params, doing all that stuff. The only catch here is that we still need to split because it only cares about the stuff from the question mark on. If you leave the question mark in, great, not a problem. It will ignore it, but it will blow up if you try to include anything before the question mark, okay? So we take that URL, we split it, on that question mark again. And then just like before, we get @1 blowing away everything that came before. And it still works, okay? The reason that we need from entries for this one is because that params object is still of type search params, okay? So really this here and this here get you to the same place, right? If you didn't use object.from entries on either of these, you would have an object of type search params and you'd have to do stuff like that. You can iterate on that, right? It is iterable, I believe, but for what we're doing, this gets the job done, okay? So yeah, that's it. Like we did it in a very manual way, and there might be times where you need a manual way, right? There might actually be times when you need that. So knowing sort of how to get here is in your favor, right? Again, I might try it with a regular expression to save some of the work on all these multiple splits that we did, but it works, okay? But when you can, use what JavaScript gives you, okay? And in this case, we have access to new URL, we have access to new URL search params, and both of them do pretty much exactly what we needed for this challenge. So good stuff. Again, not every solution, just hopefully one good solution. Which one did you like? Which one did you hate? Did you hate them all? If you did, show me what you did as well. Let me know how all that stuff goes. Otherwise, today this has been URL Query Parser, not parameters, URL Query Parser, and I will see you tomorrow.